Good afternoon, everyone. As you can hear, I will speak in English. I hope it will be fine with you. That's why most of the text will be written in English, if it's easier for you. So I will talk about a very French perspective. I guess you might find some common points with all the water towers in Europe, and especially here in Netherlands. So the water tower stories unfolds in parallel with human progress, but quietly contributing to it. Their silhouettes blend into the landscape, and we no longer notice them, despite their crucial importance. We all know water tower. Despite where they are on a road, in the heart of a village, or near a railway station, it is part of our daily life. We have seen and we will see a water tower everywhere, though they are becoming invisible, at least for the French aspect. And yet, behind these discrete silhouettes lies a story of a territorial development of today's technical and social transformation. I would like to show you how water towers in France have become true witnesses of local history, memory of the past, reflection of the present challenges, and, as we will see, a heritage to reinvent. In France, we speak of château d'eau, which is water castle, whereas in most of other countries, we use the term water tower. So, water tower, memory of the past. I guess it's a basic, but I would like to say it again. The Castellum Divisorium, collecting water captured from the spring, then carried by aqueducts to be distributed in different directions. This original name eventually gave rise in France to the term water castle, château d'eau. As the Roman Empire collapsed, its organization and infrastructure declined with it, and the water tower disappeared, only to truly re-emerge in the 19th century. In France, as it's probably not unique to France, the role of the railway was very important for the development of a water tower. One of the major components of the Industrial Revolution in the first half of the 19th century was not so much the invention, but rather the spectacular development of the railway, beginning from 1840s, with a Genium railway boom between 48 and 1914. Trains, as you know, were pulled by steam locomotives, which required water towers along the track to supply them. This is why, in France, not most of the water towers, but you can still see and found water towers near the train station. Here you can see how fast the development of the railway station developed from 46 until 75, so in only 30 years, and hence the development of water towers in France. Water towers were here also to respond to social change. In the 19th century, water towers accompanied every form of progress, every social and societal transformation. Rural exodus brought many people into the cities, and the demographic growth created new needs, and hence a demand for more water in our daily life. At the same time, a new current of thought, hygienism, spread through the work of the Royal Society of Medicine. Advocates of public health insisted of hygiene being made accessible to all, leading to the creation of public baths, while private bathrooms become more among the wealthier classes. Traditional fountains fed by springs of varying flow were no longer sufficient, and hence water towers became essential for the development of the society. Water towers became the backbone of modernity. They were here also for industrial and back then and local memory. Water towers served hospitals, factories, military camps, schools. Each territory recorded its history in this structure. Technical schools often had their own water tower, especially the one you see in Vierzon, in the Cher. You have other example, the one here in a sanatorium of Villepinte, a gas station in Marmande, and here it was a school for girls only. Water towers, today's issues. Water towers spread across France, much like the white mantle of churches that the historian George Derby described, once covered the kingdom around the year 1000, though on a different scale. Their construction grew rapidly after the First World War and then again in the 60s. The rhythm then gradually slowed until more recently when new construction appeared, either replacing obsolete structure or creating entirely new ones. From utilitarian to iconic architecture. Until 1943, no building permits was required to erect a structure, and water towers were no exception. Architects and engineers were commissioned directly by town, village, ministries, or even private. Up until that date, water towers was entirely the work of an entrepreneur, with the architect in supporting role. The balance shifted thereafter. Now, today, it's a different approach. During the interwar period, the golden age of water towers, research, improvement, invention, and patents around cement and reinforced concrete multiplied. Numerous structures, including water towers, of course, benefited from these advances, which offered unprecedented technical possibilities. As you can see here, it's an example of a water tower in Pontorson, dans la Manche, made by Joseph Monnier, which was key figures of a new technical daring and enabling construction of larger storage tanks made of cement and then rather than metal. So you have here the four, let's say, main engineers or architects: Joseph Monnier, inventors of the reinforced cement; François Coignet, reinforced concrete and prefabrication; François Hennebic, who replaced reinforced cement with reinforced concrete; Eugène Freycinet, and I'm pretty sure most of you know Auguste Perret, father of modern architecture. Here, probably you won't recognize, but here is a water tower of Pont-d'Orsac near Bordeaux, who was built by Le Corbusier in 1917. And interestingly, it was his first work using reinforced concrete. So water towers was, at the end, his first work using concrete, which something that probably, and even the foundation of Le Corbusier struggled to acknowledge. They were at first reluctant to admit that Le Corbusier did a water tower. So you can imagine the image water tower has a few years ago. Those water towers are invisible yet omnipresent. We have, it's an estimation, about 16,000 water towers in France. We can say that in the village, not the town, but in the village, all have a street called the Water Tower Street. It means that it's really into the country of France. There are territorial markers and sometimes even symbols of local identity. As you can see, some water towers that now belong to the people. Now the people living in this area admit that they are symbol, if you want, beacons. Water towers are also platforms for local communication. The walls of this tall structure, in service or not, offer immense potential. Visible from afar, they can become ambassador for a community, an association, an activity, or an idea. A lot of artists are taking possession of the water tower to make them beautiful, let's say, by giving them some colors. You have other example here promoting the local identity. You have the horses, you have some grapes in the Burgundy area. You have in Bretagne le pâté Enaf, which is a brand that is doing pâté in France. So the water towers are used to actually promote an identity or a brand or something that is relating to the country, to the territory. Sorry. Water towers are now witnesses for the future. Just to tell you quickly about the association, so we created a database of French water towers. We are the only one who is doing this in France to make the census, to collect, by collecting photo, documents, data, plans to enrich our database. And obviously we are promoting the conservation, the protection, and the enhancement of this heritage. Today we have about 13,500 photographs of water towers. So we are near the end, but might never reach it, collected, and we have created an interactive online map, as Hank showed quickly on a way. So obviously our objective is to preserve memory, to raise awareness, and to encourage new uses. So we are in a stage now for the association broadly to give a second life to the water tower, because like any heritage, a water tower is shaped by its context. It is built, used, and when its function no longer serves the needs, it becomes outdated or deteriorates, it is abandoned. Over time, ivy creeps up its wall, as you can see on this lovely water tower. And since it rarely obstructs anything and demolition costs are too high, it often remains standing. Thus, it continued to exist in the landscape, but it is absolutely forgotten or ignored. But we have many examples of reuse. We have many private residences. It's growing. We have some cultural spaces. In Toulouse, in Bourges, we have some panoramic restaurant, Palavas-les-Flots, the one you see right there. It's near Montpellier, in south of France. You should go. It's a lovely place. And also you have some natural refuges when nature is actually taking over. When human activity is not there, nature is always finding its way. And you have Masonic temples in Metz. So each rehabilitation tells a new chapter of a local history. Contemporary and heritage creation. So yes, modern architects, this structure no longer hide. They assert themselves as beacons in the landscape. You have here some example of shapes. Obviously, it's not all the shape we can find in France, but I have some example. And here are some actual example of water towers that have been built recently or in the last 10, 20 years. So the shape is obviously different than we have the champagne cork as. And it's only a few examples. I could put more example, but you can imagine the creativity, because now the technicality doesn't actually block the imagination of the architects. And here again, some shape we can have in France. So when the water towers tell our local stories. Water towers are the open books of territories from the past, with the industrial and railway memory, from the present, which is the main point of water tower, which is to bring water, so it has the water management, and local identity, as I said, when the artists are actually taking over to put light the water towers, and in the future, laboratories of architecture I've seen previously, and creativity. One concrete example of how water towers are telling a story. It's a last project we have been working on in partnership with the department in Seine-Saint-Denis, which is near Paris, called Panorama of Water Tower of Seine-Saint-Denis. These projects stem from an observation. Water towers actually tell in their own way the story of a territory, memory of the past, present challenges, and architectural witnesses of the territory evolution. The panorama invites the audience to discover or rediscover this history through a playful digital journey. It includes intergenerational conversation, photograph, postcards, videos, engaging a wide audience. It encourages people to see their territory with new eyes. By exploring its past transformation through these monuments that are both emblematic and actually overlooked. Hank asked me how to see the water towers, how will be the situation of water towers in France in 2040. I've been talking a little bit about it, but many small water towers with small capacities will become obsolete and more, both because their capacities no longer meets the demands, and because the lifespan of water towers is typically between 70 and 100 years. Newer water towers are still being built, offering obviously greater efficiencies and resilience. This shift in our point of view will open the way of a second life, transforming unused smaller towers into housing, cultural venues, tourist office, and community space. And as Hank mentioned, even escape room. So the association, French Water Towers, supports obviously this future. That's why we have been created a platform, a web page where we are connecting the sellers and the buyers to encourage new uses and preservation. We foresee a time when water towers will be fully recognized as a heritage monument equal to castles and churches. I'm not saying now, it might happen, it's a goal, embodying both industrial and modern architecture. They will strengthen local identity and are already doing it while gaining national recognition through cultural events, heritage listing as monument historique. The mission of the association today is to raise awareness and show the impact of water towers in our daily life, paving the way for their recognition for tomorrow's as a vital part of France and shared identity. Just to conclude, in France, our water towers are not only technical infrastructure, they have become sentinels of local memory. They are identity markers for our towns and villages. Today, they actually question us about our relationship with water, with architecture, and with heritage. Long invisible, they now emerge as a potential historic monuments. Some already are in France. Their historical and cultural significance extend far beyond their utilitarian function. Designed at times by great architects, integrated into landscape and collective memories, they deserve recognition equal to that of other monuments. To acknowledge and protect them is to safeguard part of our local history, but also to affirm that industrial heritage can become a shared living narrative, carrying meaning and promise for the future of our communities. Across France, many local initiatives are working to actually save water towers threatened by demolition by municipalities mainly. Everywhere projects are emerging to bring them to life: exhibition halls, tourist office, climbing walls, and countless other uses. Thank you.
Thank you, coming all the way from France to tell us about the water towers in France. Thank you very much. You already explained your view of the water towers in 15 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you.